the can. You know what I mean? Does this whole thing go in the garbage?
No. So good question. So essentially, refrigerant doesn't have an expiration date, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you only need half the can or a third of the can of refrigerant.
Right.
Maybe your system, like I said, has maybe been cold, just not as cold as when you first got the vehicle.
Right.
Well, you may be a little bit low on refrigerant. Let's say you only use half the can.
Right.
Keep it in a cool, dry place. You know, put it under your sink at home. Put it in your kitchen. You know, what have you. I would just refrain from leaving it in your vehicle when it gets really, really hot out. Right. So use it. If you only use half, save it. You know, keep it under your sink at home. Maybe your neighbor will need it. Maybe your friend will need it. Something like that.
So it's a reusable. Yeah, it's a reusable thing because I mean, if you got yourself a leaker, I mean, there may be a couple times. I mean, I am guilty of this. I have at least one car in the fleet that once in a while could use a little top off or whatever. This would be perfect for it, actually. You know.
Yeah. 100%. And our gauges. So once you do, let's say, you use half a can, and maybe your neighbor might need, some refrigerant. So he uses the other half. The can's empty. You can actually screw off the hose and gauge, and our hoses and gauges are completely reusable on all of our cans. So even if you keep your hose and gauge, I would recycle the can, and then you can go in, and our gauges are reusable on all of our Acme threaded cans. Ah,
that's great. So in other words, I can go into, say, one of the major retailers, let's say, and pick up a can without a tank without the gauge set up for less money, and go to town with my old gauge setup.
That's good.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
completely reusable.
Very cool. Very cool.
I guess can you, if the gauge is off the can, can you put the fitting on the port on the car and get a gauge reading, or you can? Okay, so that valve shuts off on the bottom. It's only activated by the pintle on the can.
By the
itself.
trigger, I guess. Yeah.
Correct.
Or the
Correct.
Trigger. Okay.
Which is a great question as well, because a lot of customers or a lot of consumers of the product, as soon as they connect they believe that they need to have the can attached in order to find a gauge reading, and that's not correct. Okay. You can get a reading without the can attached. You can do it with just the gauge.
Got it. Excellent.
That's great. Are there any precautions as far as walking up to a vehicle? Let's say, is there anything that you wanted besides making sure that the engine's running? But
let's also not forget to say, of course, wear some eye protection.
Yes, you have always should walk up to the car with your protective eye protection and so forth. But is there anything that if you were to open the hood and take a look around for before plugging this in, that maybe you should say, "Oh, stop! We got to go see a professional"?
Yeah, great question. So I probably should have said this earlier. Always wear eye protection. Mm-hmm. Wearing gloves is recommended as well. Anytime
frostbite,
you're under the hood, right? So not just with our product.
That's why this finger looks like this, right?
Yeah, I know that all too well, Jim.
See, now I have an excuse. Okay, but are there any conditions on the vehicle? Let's say that if I open the hood, I don't have AC, and then. Is there anything that should make me think twice before I plug in?
Red flag type of stuff. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a great question. There's a couple things that you can ask yourself as the consumer, or ask a friend if you're helping. First things first, do you have a working compressor? That's the biggest sign. The compressor is essentially the heartbeat of your AC system.
Absolutely.
If you do not have a working compressor, there really isn't any products on the shelves out there that's going to help you. You got to go seek professional help.
Right.
The second question you have to ask yourself is, how long did it take to go from cold to hot? What we are looking for is a gradual change over a period of 2 weeks to go from cold to hot. Typically, if it was blowing cold yesterday and it's blowing hot today, there's nothing we can do to fix your problem. You got to go see a technician or go seek professional help.
Right.
If it was, a lot of people.
All the time.
They'll say it was blowing cold on my way to work. It's blowing hot on my way home from work. There really isn't any products out there. Right. That's a leak that we cannot fix. We like to say longer than 2 weeks, a gradual change from cold to hot. We got it. We got you.
Right. Yeah, that would indicate a major leak, a fracture, a breach in a hose.
Something went kablooey.
Exactly.
Yes.
Condenser may be damaged from an accident or a rock or something. And
exactly.
Any other myriad of problems that could that can cause
or a raccoon with misguided use.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
and a sawzall.
or a misguided tooth. Yeah, any of them, right?
They're tough little buggers.
Alex, let me ask you: if a person had a car, let's say that the system totally went empty, could they refill it from empty with a number of AC Pro bottles, or should they go? Is that the time to actually go in and say, "Hey, listen, let's do this," through a shop? Because I know someone's going to ask that.
Yeah, great question. So if you are completely, let's say, bone dry on refrigerant, maybe you just had to get everything evacuated, you can use AC Pro. I'm not going to tell you how many it's going to take to completely recharge your system, because it's always tough. I don't know if they evacuated their system completely,
right, or
if they had, let's say, a pound of refrigerant in the system previously. So you always got to be careful with how many it's going to take. But yes, of course, you can use our products from a completely bone dry system.
Okay, because I'm sure some people are going to want to know about that. Now, what about the new refrigerant that's coming out, Joe? We've talked about this.
1234.
Yeah, 1234 is.
Well, that fitting wouldn't even work on a car with 1234. 1234 has its own fitting.
You're correct. Yeah, our coupler on AC Pro won't fit over any of the couplers for the new 1234YS.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Will that be in development for future use? Do you know?
Great question. We don't know exactly when they're going to be. We're going to have a DIY for that product currently. I don't know what the timeline looks like on that.
Right. Well, then again, those are the newest of the cars. That's a new car.
Yeah,
So
they've only been out there for a couple of years.
Yeah, you can go back. You maybe have a warranty issue or something.
I was about to say, warranty, baby. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of new 2016s and a lot of new 2017 vehicles have that refrigerant.
Correct. Yeah.
Typically, if they're having issues with their AC, that being such short a time, they're going back to the dealership regardless.
Right. Okay. But it's good to know. I wanted to bring it up because it's good to know AC Pro will respond to that. And I understand we may have some samples coming out our way for listeners.
You got it.
And what I'm going to do, we haven't received them yet, but when we do, we'll figure out some sly and crafty way of making them answer questions, or we'll quiz them about this interview and see if they can answer a question.
Was that the stuff I huffed before?
Right.
And then
it's terrible.
I got something to tell you.
We will get this in the hands of our listeners, absolutely, so they can share in it. Alex, we need to wrap, but please give us any information, any ways people can find the product, if they can communicate with the company, how to do so, any information that you want to get out there. Shoot it.
Yeah, of course. So on all of our products, on all of our cans, if anybody is listening and is having issues, we have a great tech support line that is on the phone numbers on all of our cans. We have great resources for you. Like I said, acprocold.com, rechargeac.com. You can find it at any of your major retailers. And hands down, dollar for dollar, best AC recharge kit that's on the shelves today.
Excellent. Alex, I tell you what, if we have questions on this coming up in the future, I'll get back to you. We'll revisit this topic because this is, like I said, this is AC season.
Yeah, maybe not in December, but yeah, we'll be talking to you. Yeah,
we have a few more dog months left. I mean, it's going to be hot for a while, so we haven't hit our peak, I don't think. So
I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
Oh, and we feel yours, but trust me, we know what that's like.
Yeah, try not to burst into flames out there, okay?
Or melt. Yeah.
I'll try.
All right. So, Alex, we want to thank you for coming on. We thank AC Pro for this the opportunity to get word out about the product. Mm-hmm. And we will get this stuff into the hands of the listeners. We'll figure out some crafty way. I'll keep you in the loop, let you know what's going on. And
you got it.
And we thank you for coming on Motor Mouth Radio.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Take care.
Okay, Alex. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. All right, that was Alexander. You have to take a breath between those two words. You see, we're New Yorkers, Joe. We're not used to taking breaths between words.
Yo, Alex.
It was like the bagel yesterday. It was like, breathe before you bite. No, it's like...
Yeah, we ain't got time for breathing.
I know.
They really should give us another set of holes to take oxygen in, but, we have to evolve that in another couple thousand years, I guess.
Exactly.
No, but that's good information. And I just want to reiterate, if you're going to do this stuff, make sure that if you're clueless, all right, get one of your car guy friends to help you out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because another thing that I've seen sometimes is people they buy the can, you know what I mean, or one of their friends has the can, and the AC is not working, the compressor's not kicking in for some reason, and it ends up being, say, an electrical issue or a software issue, like certain cars will shut the AC down.
Yes.
And they're sitting there, and the system, the newer cars don't take that much refrigerant. Maybe typically a pound and a half.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or a pound. The older cars like the Chevelle. Geez, that thing took like almost 4 pounds. You know what I mean?
They did find a way to make it a lot more...
right. But what they do is they try to cram like 9 pounds into a car that takes 1.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? And now you actually fix... they bring the car in and they fix the problem. Then you realize that you put the pressure gauges on from the machine, and it's like, holy crap, it's going to blow! Yeah, but
right.
Make sure that if you're going to do this stuff, you reach a certain level, either take a step back, you know what I mean? Yeah, and seek higher skill levels.
It's know your comfort zone, know when you're out of it, and again, wear the safety goggles, wear the gloves.
Yes.
If you don't know what you're doing, don't try it, because AC is under pressure. It's a pressurized system, like a cooling system. You can get scalded. But this, you can get frozen pretty badly.
And by rights, the two different fittings, the high side and the low side. Like if you try putting this on the high side, yike!
Right. Well, it won't fit. Shouldn't. I mean,
there are some gifted people out there, Ray.
Yeah.
They have come to visit.
Yeah. Okay. Enough said.
Yeah, but But sure, you want to make sure that you don't if don't get yourself into trouble with this stuff. It can hurt you. All right, but if you do everything the right way, you'll be okay.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to take another break. Our last break, we'll take it a little early because we should come back with Artie Schilling. And if you get that AC Pro stuff on you, you're going to squeal. And if you know this album, you know what I mean. So keep it where you got it. Motormouth Radio, Ray and Joe.
Hey Siri, what is the square root of 64?
The answer is 8.
Hey Siri, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Don't you have anything better to do?
Hey Siri, where did some of my favorite hip-hop producers and MCs alike originally get their samples from?
Ask DJ Solero on Lyrics to Go. Now at a brand new time, Sunday afternoons at 3.
Hi, I'm DJ Solero. Join me for the music of yesteryear, the music that hip-hop producers have gone on to sample in later years, along with some of the best hip-hop music that the 80s, 90s, and the new millennium have produced.
I told you DJ Solero knew the answer. I also told you to take a shower, but that hasn't happened. So, no way of knowing if you will follow this advice either.
It's Lyrics to Go for true musical inspiration at a new time live, Sunday afternoons at 3 on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3.
90.3 WHPC.
Hey, that was my line.
Sorry.
Hey, you in the car. Yeah, you're a fan of the music of Sly Stone. I know you are. No reason to hide it. You've probably been looking for a radio program that highlights his music. Well, then look no further. Let me introduce myself. I am DJ Solero. That's Soul followed by Air and an O. Solero. Well, never mind about that. Back to what we're both here to talk about. The Sly Stone Show features the music of Sly through the various artists who have covered and sampled his music, and I'll be playing some of the original music that helped impact a generation. Come on, I know you're looking for some feel-good music, so just keep your radio right here for the Sly Stone Show. And you might want to think about cleaning up your car before we start. This thing is nasty. Oh, back to what's important. It's the Sly Stone Show every Friday afternoon at 3 on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC.
She'll never ball no more. Fix the good.
All right, Stu is playing. Well, obviously, but you can't make them up. It doesn't matter.
Wake up, Rob. Yeah, Rob, come on. Wake the hell up.
Yeah, we're back. Motormouth Radio, Ray Guarino, Joe D.
He didn't move, did he?
No, Joe, he didn't move.
Damn.
So we got a call. Let's see who this is. We'll go back on the line and say, hi, you're on the Motormouths.
It's Artie. How you
doing?
Hey, Art.
Artie Schilling from Artie's Party up to Syracuse Nats. Artie, it's great to hear from you. Where do we begin? Let's just begin. Tell us what's happening.
Well, let's see. The show is just a couple weeks away here. The show, it is a show.
Right.
It's on the 14th, 15th, 16th of July. I know we're going to break a record this year with the amount of cars. We were at, I think, 8,700 cars last year. And because they've added more room to the fairground for us, I know the count is way up already on the pre-registered cars. Artie's party is moving along. We've got 67 pinstripers from Japan, Copenhagen, Denmark, Italy, England, and the United States, and even a bunch of foreigners from Canada that are coming down.
Yeah.
And we've got a whole lot of neat stuff going on. The Winfield Award finalists are all